Hi, y'all. Welcome to your Andale Pues podcast. I am your host, Rose.
And I'm your co-host, Jezebel.
And this is episode number 6.
That's insane.
I know. Today's hot topic is going to be about...
Las operadas. It's a huge trend. I don't even know if I can call it a trend, but it's definitely something trendy.
Yeah,
yes, exactly.
Everybody's fucking doing it.
Yes.
Dude, everywhere you look, there's a fucking operada.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because, like, I could tell some are operadas because I have friends that are operadas and some that look really operadas and some that you're like, oh, wow, she looks good. Like, good for her. You know what I mean? Because I want somebody to say good for her one day.
Same.
Because, yeah, it's going to happen.
Because ahí viene. So first we want to give a disclaimer and say that this is absolutely not going to be a bashing session. We have absolutely no hate. People can do whatever the fuck they want to do,
period,
without worrying about anybody else's input, or, you know, I'm not paying for anybody's BBL, so girl,
do your thing.
Y así como la quieras, así póntela. Right? But it's a trending topic, and it's something that we see, especially here in the Midland, Odessa area.
Yes.
I feel like, because there's so much currency and money being exchanged in this area because of the oil field, right? And so people can do whatever the hell they want to do. But because it's a trending topic, this is something that we definitely want to discuss and just kind of, you know, give our thoughts. But most importantly, we got several submissions on your thoughts and what you think of this entire trend. So without further ado, let's get into it. The number one piece of feedback that we got, the number one was, this is just an example, no hate, but don't go around saying that it was gym results.
Yeah. That, when I know that it wasn't gym results, like, it makes me cringe. Like, why not say, I had the fucking money to do it, and bitch, like...
And twirl.
Yeah.
I would twirl.
Twirl the fuck around. Yeah, as many times as you want, because I would show it the fuck off, you know? Because when I do it, I'm gonna definitely go to the gym and try to keep up with it afterwards, but
1,000%.
But I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, I did this in the gym, because clearly, bitch, I did not.
So here's one thing that I thought of as I was kind of like looking into this topic and like what we were gonna talk about is, we say don't go get a surgery, a BBL, a tummy tuck, lipo, whatever, and then say that you achieved it with gym results.
Right.
But have you ever thought about how that conversation even comes up?
No.
Well, I did, as I was like thinking and preparing for this episode, because it's like, okay, I go get surgery and I look freaking bomb and I'm working out and actually putting work in the gym, like you said, right? But after that, if people are complimenting me and they ask me, or they say, oh my God, you look so good, and like, you look so tight, like whatever, I'm not just going to be like, oh, thanks, girl, I had XYZ surgery. I'm going to say, hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Right. I mean, and yeah, because you don't have to give nobody a fucking explanation.
Thank you.
But
the problem lies, and this was another submission that we got, I can kind of go with it. They lie about having work done, then go sell you a workout program to make money. That right there, I think, is the biggest...
The sizzle of them all.
Yeah, because I really actually thought very hard about it, because I was just like, okay, I'm not going to go wearing a fucking sign or get it tattooed on my forehead. I estoy operada. You know, like, if people can tell, like, good for you, whatever.
Como dijo Juan Gabriel, lo que se ve no se pregunta. I mean, but...
Exactly. I love that saying so much.
But, yeah, don't ever, you know, just say you did it all in the gym, because, no. Like, be real about it. Be like, yeah, I fucking had, you know, if you know, the conversation proceeds from there. Like, what workouts did you do or what to achieve this? Then you can be like, well, technically I had lipo 360 and a tummy tuck or whatever the fuck you had. And then be like, but to upkeep it and keep myself looking as firm and as good or whatever, I have to come to the gym.
Round of applause for that part right there.
And that's it.
And I think that's the part where they're missing and they're not saying that, whether it's in a comment on their social media or whether I personally don't know anybody that I have stood in front of that just lies or, you know, that conversation would come up. I only know one person on Manuel's side of the family that she had. She got a tummy tuck because she's extremely thin as it is, like just naturally. But for her, after her kids, she said that she had like a deflated balloon is kind of what her skin looked like, and she was very self-conscious about it, so she went and got it fixed. But she never lied about it to me or to anybody.
And there's absolutely nothing wrong with getting your shit sucked the fuck out and tucked the fuck in. None.
A little nip, a little tuck.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. By all means, like, we're not knocking it, we're not shaming it or anything, because, bitch, if I could go tomorrow, I would.
Just don't lie about it. I think that's like the moral of the story with this particular situation then, like, or comment.
Right. And then, like, for example, women that have had BBLs or whatever before having kids or while their kids are young, like, I feel like if I had work done on my body and then I had a daughter and then my daughter grows up and she's got just a blah body and then she sees me and be like, Mom, why doesn't my body look like that? I feel like she's gonna be acomplejada because she doesn't have a big butt or big titties, or, you know what I mean? Titties is such a
I fucking hate that word. The hairs on the back of my neck stood up as you said that. Fun fact about me, I hate the word titties.
And you know what? I knew that fun fact about her, and I said it. And then I remembered, and I'm like, fuck. But because it makes her cringe.
Did you feel the heat? Did you
I felt you like you had the fucking laser right through my fucking skull. Serious.
Anybody else hate that word? Like,
I don't hate it.
Well, fine. You also don't think
you know what I hate?
You also don't think that girl stole my perfume.
I mean, bitch, you didn't create it. Hey, you know what word I do hate? Tits. Like, nice tits.
Oh, no.
That one makes me cringe. But titties, I think it's funny.
Somebody please in the comments tell me if you hate that word as much as I do, because I can't be alone. It. I can't be alone in this.
Did y'all see my reaction when I said I looked at her like, oh, fuck. And she's pregnant, so we need a...
Oh, man, that's just so funny.
But anyway, yeah. Wouldn't you think the daughter would be acomplejada because she's gonna be like, dang, my mom has a really nice body, or what if it's not that nice and be like, damn, my mom has a fucked up body, I'm glad my body doesn't look like that. It goes both ways, you know what I mean? Because I've seen some fucked up bodies.
Oh my god,
que parecen que son hormigas a la verga. Like,
we've got another submission to lead us into that, but I mean, seriously, just and I think some of it too, like, you have to, from my understanding, I have not looked into it, but this is just what I have heard, is that you have to be a certain amount of BMI or a certain amount of body weight or drop a certain amount of pounds before somebody will do it, because of the look that they're going for.
Right.
Algo así. Because, like, I mean, you can be 300 pounds, or just as an example, and get a tummy tuck, pero todavía vas a estar bien ancha. Todavía vas a estar, you know. So, you know, get your results as much as you can, like, in the gym. Once you have your surgery or whatever, just don't lie. Like I said, I don't think that you have to go and just disclose your business to everybody and just wear a fucking sign that says, like, yeah, this is, you know, paid for. But
because
like,
we know.
Well, it's kind of like hair extensions too. I feel like that, in a sense, you could say that too, because When people
and
tell
eyelashes,
me,
eyelash extensions.
When people tell me, "Oh my God, your hair is so gorgeous," or like, "What do you use to take care of it," or whatever, I am 100% honest always, and I say,
Same.
"Hey, it's not all mine. I paid for probably 80% of it because I have no hair."
No, and me, when somebody tells me how pretty my hair is, I'm like, thanks, I bought it.
Yes, that one too.
And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, they're extensions. But I'm always honest about it because you know what? I do hair extensions, so come see me. I'm Jay-Z Styles certified.
I'm telling you, I get compliments all the time. Oh, your hair's so beautiful, and your hair's so beautiful. But if somebody asks me, like, what do you use on your hair? It's so pretty. I always say something along those lines. Then I'll go in, or like if they want to know about extensions, like I'm just like, listen, this is what I did. This is what I paid. This is what I use. But I can't tell you it's going to be the same.
Right.
You know, for you. But yeah, it's kind of like that. Like if I sit there and I tell you, oh, I use this and this and this product, yet my natural hair would never, my tres pelos could never.
My toes from the crypt hair would never, could never.
So, you know, just be honest. And the workout programs, listen, I saw somebody getting bullied on TikTok for it because they were doing that, but the people in the comments were like, oh, she's lying to y'all, she's had work done, this has this person has millions of followers, but oh, she's had work done. So like, just don't be I feel like it's deception in a sense, right? But
it really is, because you're lying. It's not all you know, the workout.
But if it's a known thing, like, hey, I had some work done or whatever, but this is how I keep up with that, I think that's like the perfect way to go about that. For sure. So moving on, back to your point. Some take it to the extreme. More is not always better.
No.
Hallelujah to that one. Listen, again, people can do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah. But know when to stop.
Here's my experience. I'll tell you this, okay? This is moving a little bit away from the operadas or operaciones, but for me, it's like the lip filler. I vlogged that I went and got lip filler twice and, you know, whatever. And I literally told you, dude, I'm dying. And I think I posted on Snap one day, like, somebody stopped me because I'm about to go get another.
And now I'll be the one to stop her.
Another milliliter, whatever it's called.
I'm like, no, bitch, they look perfectly juicy like that. They look gorgeous. They look proportionate.
Thank you.
They don't look like they're talking on their own.
Or by the time the words get out, like, you know, my lips are already moving differently.
When people have overdone lips, they remind me of the characters from The Simpsons.
I didn't ever watch The Simpsons. I can't relate. No.
We're going to cut this part out.
I know who they are. I know who they are, but I just...
No, you don't. If you've never watched them.
But what, honestly, and I have really, really contemplated going, because I feel like I want that more plump look. But you know what stopped me? What? And I think I actually told you about it or texted you.
What?
At the Julian concert, where I was like singing and Daniela took a video of me from the side. My lips literally look enhanced. I don't know if it was the lighting. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's like how you see it. Like, I mean,
they look enhanced, but they're not like exagerados like I've seen. And I've seen a lot of people with like migration up here, and I'm just like, why?
Yeah. So no, I just decided, you know what, I'm happy. And honestly, some days, I think especially with the pregnancy, when I'm retaining more water y ando poquita hinchada, se me miran más. Or like when I wear the right lipstick or I line my lips just right, I'm like, why do I want more? This is like perfect for my face, right? Yeah. So shout out to Laser Glow Med Spa here in Odessa.
And me, I gotta admit, I recently got Botox.
Looks so good.
Literally am obsessed. Like, where's the fucking lines? Where's my 11s? My 11s are gone.
And after you told me that you do Botox and stuff, like, I see this one little mark right here. Because I told you, like, thankfully, I don't have a whole ton of wrinkles, knock on wood.
I know, me either. Thank
now
God.
I see this one, like, every time I look in the mirror, I'm like, it's like staring back at me.
Because I'm always mad. And now when I say I'm mad, my kids are like, because I told my kids about it and my husband, and they're like, Mom, you don't have a frown. So are you really mad? And I'm like, oh, I'm mad.
I'm mad. I'm about to kick your ass.
They can see that my eyebrows like move towards each other, but they don't see a frown. And I'm like, yeah, that's the Botox.
So yeah, I think it's important to know when to stop. So for example, or again, do whatever the hell you want. But if you're looking for that more exaggerated look, that more unnatural look, that BBL that is going to be way too big in comparison or in proportion to your thighs and your legs, you have to know that it will be discussed amongst whoever sees it, because it's a conversation starter.
I don't call it disgust. I think it'll be gossiped about if we're gonna be real.
And that's the thing too.
I've seen it
100%.
Dude, I went to the rancho one day, and I swear to you, my facial expressions, you guys, I'm so sorry, but y'all are gonna see a lot of it because my face does not lie. I don't lie either. But my face, oh my God.
It'll give it away.
I literally saw this chick wearing some like leggings. And I did this. And I was like, and I remember I went like this. And people are like looking at me and they're looking at her. And I'm like, I just like took off with my cart. But I could not stop looking at her because I'm like, how does she think she looks so good? And then she was walking around like she was this fucking angel or something. I don't fucking know. And I'm sitting there like, why? And I'm sure people, and there was men looking and they're just like making a face like, and then they would go like this. And I'm like, men don't think that's cute, guys. Men does, because they sat there and they were like,
it's hard.
And I'm like, it's sad.
And and I've always been so open that I'm very good at seeing both sides. So thinking about it on her end, number one, what if she does think that she looks like God's gift to earth and she is so happy with it? Right? I feel like when that's kind of like body dysmorphia kind of comes into play, right? And it's unfortunate that this is kind of how the conversation goes sometimes, but it's just how it goes. So, that, or what if she hates it because she got botched?
No, because if I hated it, I wouldn't be walking around like that. I'd try to hide that thing with like
somehow, right?
A sweater like tied on my waist. Something.
It's hard.
But she was walking around like Mother Goose.
I think too, one of the things that I have noticed is that a lot of times we have people who go and get surgery, but they end up boxy too. Yeah. Have you seen that at all? And in my humble opinion, if I'm going to go through this entire ordeal and get all of this work done and go through all of this, I want to end up looking snatched as hell like freaking Barbie. Right? Like not
overdone.
Yeah.
Not exagerada. Because and then I saw this lady in the Midland Mall walking towards the Dillard's entrance, and I was about to park, and I swear to you, I hurried up and circled around because I really wanted to look at her, because I was like, I'm gonna lose her inside the mall in a minute by the time I park. And I was see. Yeah, I was so curious because she had I guess she had you could tell she had her tummy tuck done, but I guess she wasn't keeping up with it. So she got love handles again, but she had the 6-pack done on her. But if you don't keep up with it, it looks so bad on her. I was like, oh my gosh. And you know what the scariest part is? Because I really want to get lipo and a tummy tuck. I just want a tummy tuck and lipo. That's all I want. I don't even want to add anything or nothing. Now, if we can add a little bit but look natural, by all means. But I'm so scared to the belly button.
A dead giveaway.
That scares the shit out of me, because
that's a dead giveaway.
I do not want a coin slot for a belly button.
That or a perfect circle, like where you just
I don't care. I'd rather have a perfect circle, like a, instead of a fucking coin slot.
Well, now you're making me feel like shit because I have a sideways coin.
Estúpida animal. Well, I have a Grand Canyon, bitch.
Because as you were talking, I was like, a coin slot goes like that, but mine...
Mine looks like the fucking Grand Canyon because of my surgery. So when I had my car accident, they had to cut like this,
right,
but they don't cut down the middle. They cut like this, and then they go to the like a little bit of the belly button, and then go down. They took a little tiny detour. So, but my belly button doesn't look bad, but it's a little bit bigger than it should be.
Yeah.
But I know if I was to get a tummy tuck, I want that perfect little circle. I don't give a fuck. I'd rather have that than a coin slot. I think the coin slot belly buttons look so, like, that's a dead giveaway. But I've seen some with the perfect little circles, and I'm like, oh my God, how fucking cute. You can put a little piercing and san se acabó la verga.
Different strokes for different folks.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, de gustos en gustos, right? Like for me, to me, honestly, I would love to have things fixed, especially now since this is my last baby. I want to have things fixed. I 100% believe as far as I would go would be lipo. Because I'm such a fucking scaredy cat. Fun fact, I've never gone under for anything.
Really?
I've never been put to sleep.
Me, I have.
I've had like local anesthesia, but never been put to sleep. Never been through surgery. Never broken a bone. Zero.
I mean, I've done them all.
So, for me, willingly going in to have a procedure like that scares the shit out of me. I mean, I'm scared of stuff like that.
But sometimes when you just go in to get lipo, and you've had so many kids, your skin stretch. So when they do the lipo, you'll have to initially get a tummy tuck because your skin has been so stretched out.
That's why I don't think I'll do anything.
Yeah. You just...
I'm such a pussy.
Yeah.
Me da miedo.
Well,
hay cosas que no me dan miedo, pero eso sí.
No, a mí no. I'm like, fuck it,
Two things
cuando te toca,
Two things I'm scared in this life. Number one is the IRS, and number two is freaking surgery.
IRS.
Shit. Fucking IRS, man. It's tax season. I think that's why it's like so fresh on my mind. That shit. That's one thing I won't play with.
Yeah, fuck them.
So, next. This is a big one for me. I have such a big complex about this, and I'm glad that she submitted it this way because, dude, I think about this all the time, and it goes back to what you were saying earlier. It's sad that young girls, teens, live in this superficial world. It makes it harder to build self-esteem when feeling like needing to be compared to the new standard BBL crap.
Yeah.
Gosh, when I read that, I said... Girl, you are preaching to the choir because, I mean, I have two girls and I already struggle with my middle one. I tell her she's beautiful, gorgeous, stunning, pretty a million times a day. 'Cause number one, I'm obsessed with her.
And number two, she is. They both are. Oh my God, they're so fucking cute.
And I never received that as a young child. And so, or even teenager, or whatever. I mean, and I think that's why I've always been so starved for it. But for me, like, since the minute they came out, I mean, they're God's gift to earth, in my opinion.
And don't ever let anybody tell you any different.
Exactly. And that's what I always try to tell them. Like, como tú te sientes, es como el mundo te va a ver. But raising kids in such a superficial world scares the living crap out of me. If we're being real. Because what am I supposed to tell her when she says, I want big boobs? My boobs aren't as big as others, or I don't have a butt, or I hate this fat. Like, because she's starting to be at the point now where she kind of starts to see fat. She makes comments about, like, my husband, like, whenever, because when a man sits, Manuel's not, he probably has, like, 10% body fat, no más, but when he sits down, like, his, you know, dad bod. And she'll tell him that he's fat. Or when Jax will be kind of folded over, y se le ve poquito la lonjita, she'll call him fat. And I always try to tell her, like, we don't call people fat, okay? We don't make comments about, you know, people's weight, but it's so hard because I know it's coming. And they have, even now, my kids have very limited access to YouTube. They have very limited access to, you know, like no social medias at all, but limited access to things that are not in my control. And so she's little. I can't imagine this person raising teens right now, right? Especially like in the era of the Kardashians. The Kardashians piss me off so bad, and I will say it till the day I die. They are going to tell you, and you will find it everywhere, that they've never had plastic surgery, and they are not lying. What they're doing is they're being deceitful, because what they have had done is body contouring 1,000%. Yeah. I will die on that hill.
And butt injections, because if they don't have butt implants, they definitely have had butt injections, because
injections at least, because Kim, she's gorgeous, stunning, but like unnatural. You
even Chloe looks unnatural, but
now they kind of have shifted. I had actually seen some articles not that long ago, probably about a year or two ago, saying that they got rid of their BBLs, or whatever they were doing, because that's not what they're going for. They're trying to do something, you know, different. But that's the piece that pisses me off, and that's the piece that girls my daughter's age and teens see. It's like, oh, Kim Kardashian is the epitome of beauty. Fine, she's stunning, and I've never said she's not. I hate that they lie. I hate that they lie so bad, because again, just be honest about it. It's fine. Why is it such a crime?
I don't think it's a crime at all.
That's what I'm saying. Like
people can, I mean, if you don't feel good about something on your body and you are able to change it, by all means, change it and make it better. But don't lie about it.
That's the part. And not only that, but whenever you think about them comparing themselves to other people growing up in that world, like, well, why didn't my body come in like that? Why don't I look like that? What's wrong with me that I don't have why is this girl getting all the attention? You know, whereas, you know, somebody else is not. So it's so hard. And if anybody has any tips, tricks, advice, or can just give me a hug, because this is something I think about all of the dang time. All of the time. And so, girl,
like, how are they gonna do? They have all these daughters. How are they gonna explain to their daughters, like, no, I didn't have surgery, but okay, but why is my body like this and not like yours? Like, they have,
it's genetics. It's simple genetics. Like, they will ask. Right. So the way that I'm looking at thinking of handling it, and the way that I want to say that I'll handle it when the time comes, is just that, hey, some people do evolve a little bit differently, and they mature a little bit differently, and puberty does different things to different people. But if there is something that you really, really want to fix or improve about yourself, by all means, go and do it. But don't do it because this other person has it.
No.
Do it because you really want it.
I tell my husband all the time, like, I want to get this done, or I want to get this done. And he tells me, you don't need a BBL. He's like, just, if you're uncomfortable with your belly, he's like, I don't care about your belly. He's like, I think you're beautiful the way you are. And I'm like, but
I love that he's so, honestly, your husband's our biggest fan.
Yeah, he
for this podcast. Like, her husband, shout out to El Compadre, he is our biggest fan.
He really is.
He reposts every video. He likes every video.
He does.
Like, I love it so much. It's so sweet.
And he always tells me, you don't need all that. if you feel uncomfortable with your belly, he's like, go for it. But I don't want you adding to yourself. He's like, and he tells me, your boobs are perfectly fine. And your butt is nice and cute. I like it. And he's like, I tell him all the time, but my belly. Because when I had my car accident, again, back to that freaking subject, they had to cut me completely open, take out all my organs and fix, like, clean my insides out, and then replace everything back to how it's supposed to go. Well, I feel like they didn't do that.
I remember you telling me that at that company that we were working at. Because you lifted up your shirt and you showed me how.
Yeah, it's a little bit like flatter on one side than the other. So I feel like maybe no me pusieron para atrás como deberían.
Les faltó una pieza.
Oh, no. Well, they took a bunch of my intestines out because they were ruptured.
They were probably tired and they were just like, ya me cansé a la verga.
Ya nada más aviéntalos ahí. And cósela. But I'm like, why couldn't they fucking sew back my diastasis? Like,
oh, yeah.
De una vez, ya estaban ahí, you
Dude,
know?
Speaking of, do you watch surgery videos like all the time too? Mm-hmm. I don't know why. I am like obsessed. That's like a guilty pleasure for me. I follow Dr. Dallas when too. Dr. Miami used to do it. Obviously the show Botched.
Yeah.
I don't know why, crazy. But I love seeing it.
And it's crazy. And then
hit me up for your tummy tucks because I'm almost certain that I could like get it cut, burnt off, and then pull it down and sew it. Like at this point, it's. Yeah,
I don't know about the sewing part because they use the freaking scissor licking tool to put the
con una aguja y un hilo, no pasa nada. Yeah,
true.
It's fine.
Con fish line.
They have to sell that stitch stuff that just dissolves.
I don't know.
At freaking Walmart or something.
but yeah, I'm like, I want to get some stuff done and but it just scares me because I've seen so many people that are botched and I know of how many people do I know? A ver, nombres, no nomás estés contando.
I
know a handful of people that have gotten work done and they look phenomenal. Same. Oh my gosh. And I'm like, good for them because they look beautiful and y'all know who y'all are. Y'all are my friends.
Nombres, no, I'm just kidding.
And they look good and I'm like, damn, that's badass.
Here's and I love that. But you know who I don't think I'm a big fan of her surgery? Is that TikToker that...
Marlene?
Yeah.
She's done too much.
Listen, I really thought that she looked extremely good because her waist was really tight and small. But like... she's so unproportionate.
She went again to get more surgery done.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
I don't follow her anymore because me cae mal. Like some of her stuff was funny, but like
she used to be funny when she was with her ex-husband. Yeah. And now with this new guy, I mean, the guy's really cute and everything, but
the vibes are off.
The vibes are off. And she's just done too much. Like, the other day I was watching their video of them doing that food challenge, where the rock, paper, scissors challenge.
I think that's so stupid, but okay.
Me and the girls are going to do it when I go to Mexico. They asked me, and I was like, okay, I'm down. But they were doing that food challenge, and she looks so chubby in the face. I feel like she's in love. She's, está con su morrito, because he's a morrito, literally.
He's real young, right?
Yeah, and I need to stop talking shit because... But yeah, she looked chubby in the face and her body's all done up and stuff. But what do you do about your face getting chubby?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's I guess for me, I de gustos en gustos. So for me, I like a more slimmer look. Maybe that's just what I like on myself. But I like a more slimmer look where I want to be not too curvy and I want to be lean. and mean. Like, if that makes sense. That's my ideal goal to get to after, having this baby. And I think, yes, muscle's great. And, if you want to do whatever you want to do, go ahead. But, like, I just prefer a more leaner look. But as you mentioned earlier, like, I have seen people who have had surgery and, oh my God, they look so good. Me, I feel like if I go and get boobs, like, I'm already a big bag.
Same.
so if I go and get boobs, like, my voy a parecer más ancha from the sides, bro. I'm gonna be looking not the way that I want to look. I just don't think that's attractive.
Have you seen those TikToks? The girl that does the big back TikToks?
No, I haven't.
I'll have to send them to you. It's hilarious. She did it to her fucking baby. She stuffed her baby's onesie with clothes or something.
Oh my God, pobrecita
and
bebe.
It was fucking funny. No, I fucking died. I don't know why I didn't send it to you.
I don't know,
but I'll have to find them and send them to you because they're fucking funny.
So wrapping up this subject about the new standard for the BBL and raising young girls in this superficial world. If you have any advice, and if not, anybody who's raising girls, go give them a hug.
I know.
Ni les vayan con Dios, because this shit is just not for the weak. It's hard.
I know. Thank God
hard.
I didn't have any girls.
No, you still need one. Al rato. A lo mejor.
Ya no. Ya no.
So next is, I think this is a little bit more, it's kind of the same, but shifting in a different direction. It's taking it too far. They don't do it for themselves. They do it for attention. In my opinion, I want to do it, but is it worth it? What if I get an infection? What if my stomach gets really flat, but my back looks bigger and I end up looking like a wrestler?
What the fuck? I'm like, I want to know who that was.
No, they're all anonymous.
I know.
So, 2 things with that, okay? Or 3 things with that. Number 1, the infection. You are so right, girl. Like, that is such a valid concern. Same. I'm the exact same way. Like,
Nomás ponte Vicks.
Again, like, I've never been under for anything, so why am I going to go do something that I don't need and risk that? But that's me, okay? It's a me problem. 2, is it worth it long term? Like, would you love having those big boobs?
I mean,
in 30 years, are you going to have any side effects or remnants after that BBL or that lipo or whatever?
I have a friend that had her boobs done before having kids, and now she has to go for breast reconstructive surgery, right? Yeah, because she breastfed, and now she says they're not where they're supposed to be, just like anybody else's breasts after they have kids. But I would always wait till after having kids but that's just my personal opinion. But yeah, like, do you want, whenever you're 80 and te están colgando hasta el ombligo, like,
that's true.
Do you really want your implants? And what are they gonna look like?
Would it matter though when you're 80?
Or maybe like 70s, 60s. I don't know. But like when you're saggy, when you're old and wrinkly, and maybe you're like skinny, y nomás se te nota el pinche implante. That's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
a
hard.
lot. It's a lot that,
because I feel exactly what she's saying. This is going to be my 4th breastfed baby. And yes, when I am not pregnant, things are not where they're supposed to be at all. So it's difficult because I want to, but at the same time, I'm like, listen, I can't, but my mindset could, change with that. So, and then the 3rd thing with that is that they don't do it for themselves. They do it for attention. I have
pick me attitude, pick me vibes.
Maybe not pick me, but I think, obviously, for, if somebody's doing it for attention, it's because, again, everybody does things for their own reasons, for the things that they want to do for them personally. We're talking about those who do it for attention or do it because they think that's going to get them more attention. What kind of man is going to give you the attention you're seeking?
Mm-hmm. And another thing that I had a person comment about is when you have work done and you're married, why the fuck are you going on social media and posting like provocative photos when you're clearly married for clout or for attention or why? That I find that like if I have my body done, I'm gonna take regular pictures, not like where it's aiming right at my ass or showing a lot of cleavage, even though sometimes I have to show cleavage because my boobs don't help out. I mean, I have a lot of, low cut shirts, but I'm not gonna intentionally like have it like this low because unless it's a dress that has, that. But like, I don't know. I feel like some people,
those types of pictures are pick-me's.
Post pics like that, and I'm like, man, that's so disrespectful to the husband, mm-hmm. Like, what does the husband think? Do you not think about your husband? Do you not take his opinion into I mean, do you not acknowledge him? Like, because I feel like
but then you also have those husbands who are so supportive and they're like, yeah, that's mine, and not like ours still,
yeah. Mine's like, no, like I told him, hey, let me do a feet finder. Because he always tells me my feet are so cute. And I'm like, ooh, let me do a feet finder. I was like, ahí en el tapete del salón. And then, like, if we go to different stores and on different little rugs, because we were seeing a TikTok. He's like, ándale, verás. He's like, hell no. Dijo, eso es méritos por divorcio. ¿Por qué? Porque tú eres mi esposa y me tienes que respetar a mí. Y aunque sean los pinches pies, por ahí empieza.
1,000%.
And I'm just like, oops,
smart man. Más vale pedir perdón que pedir permiso.
And I'm like, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and I think, if you're looking for attention, what kind of man are you going to attract? Right?
Mm-hmm,
like, you're going to attract somebody who just wants you for just a little touch.
Thank you, ma'am.
Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. You're going to attract a man that is only looking for
to see
something
what that's
to
like.
show off for something or to see what that's like.
Mm-hmm. Because I've heard it before.
I've heard it before too. Porque people who have surgeries like that están más duras. And I hate that word too, but
I know. I've heard it being mentioned, and I'm like, oh my god, pinches marranos.
Well, back to the way that they talk about women.
And I'm like, I don't, if I do anything, that's why. If I was to do anything, I wouldn't do it like so exagerada, because like no me gusta llamar la atención, you know what I mean? Especially if I'm with my husband, like, okay, if you look at me, pero que se me queden mirando because of something that I accentuated on myself, like I'm gonna feel so awkward and want to run to my house and hide.
So, speaking of dura.
Of what?
Of being dura. I feel like I would prefer being dura over being wanga.
I mean, if you put it that way, for sure.
So, maybe this conversation, this entire episode is like convincing me, you know what, let's just go ahead and do it. As soon as this baby's out, we're doing it.
I wonder if they have a freaking ball lift.
Let's start talking about them the way they talk about women.
Que se levanten los huevos, if they're,
I don't know. Do men have that problem where they're like self-conscious because their balls hang
too low?
There's a whole song. Oh no, it's Jane. It's up. I was like, that doesn't sound right.
the way she was fucking sure of that song. I mean,
I'm telling you,
I almost fucking believed it. I almost fucking believed it.
The way I was so sure about that, that's how sure you need to be.
Yeah. Period. When you want to make enhancements on your body. The way she was sure that that song existed is the way you need to be sure that you want to get the surgery.
Dude, and I looked over, but it's like I saw your wheels spinning, trying to figure out, like, is that how the song goes?
In my head, I was telling her, no. But I was already laughing so hard because I was like, no, that's not how it is, bitch. That's not the song.
I said that and I was ready to move on to, like, okay, next.
I was like, oh my god, dude, my fucking asthma. Can you hear that shit? Like, I'm fucking wheezing as fuck because of this shit.
It's okay, my makeup's all.
Yeah, it's
everywhere.
Yeah, that was freaking hilarious.
Oh, dude, I can't. Sorry, y'all. Okay. That's what I thought. I thought that's where the.
No, not the lyrics.
I heard it all. Like that somewhere.
No, you just made that shit up right now. Because I've never heard it any fucking where. Ever.
Oh my god, that is so funny. Okay, y'all, sorry.
She's gonna be okay.
Moving on. So if anybody knows if men have surgery to lift
their balls.
Or if anybody knows of a song that talks
because I know men do have like the lipo too. They show it on there on those shows, but I always wondered, like, do they ever have a ball lift?
Yeah, that's a good question to ask.
Yeah, I'm gonna Google it.
The last submission that we had, I saved the best for last on that.
Looking at you just talking like makes me replay it over in my head.
The BBL smell. Have you heard of that?
No.
I hadn't heard of that until this person submitted that, and I am
What do you mean?
Allegedly, when people have a BBL, some people experience the BBL smell. And when she wrote that, I asked her, like, well, wait, I've never heard of that. What do you mean by that? And she didn't answer by the time, because I asked this yesterday and she hadn't answered yet. Mm-hmm. So I went on TikTok and looked at BBL smell. And y'all.
There's a whole thing on it?
There's a whole thing on it of men sharing their experiences, of doctors saying why it happens. And we're just out here bringing awareness.
But what happens?
So she didn't answer me. So I went on Google because I didn't want to just collectively put together the TikToks that I saw and just make stuff up. So this is directly from Google. If you Google the BBL smell. It can cause an odor due to bacterial buildup, fluid discharge, sweat, and neglecting hygiene after defecating. Similar scent to a gym bag.
Ew. Is it from like not changing your fajas and shit?
It could be. There's a whole other couple things that I could have found on there, but this is what it said. Yeah, that maybe people get a BBL smell. And men have said on TikTok, go on there and look it up. Don't take my word for it. They're sharing their experiences with people, women who've had a BBL. And my initial reaction, or not reaction, but thought whenever she said BBL smell, I thought, okay, well, maybe when people get a BBL, they now have curves and crevices in places that they didn't have before.
That's what came to my mind. Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's what it is. But no, apparently it's a whole thing, and it's like a medical condition. You will find doctors doing videos about it.
Oh my God.
So
me voy a quedar gorda por siempre, la verga.
Me quedo así como estoy. So I know.
Why does it have to be so complicated?
It's insane. So tell me then, if you just had a magic wand, what is the list of things that you would get?
If I had a magic wand, I honestly just want my belly gone. Because like I said, after my car accident, I feel that every time I look down at my belly, one side is flatter than the other. Like, can y'all just tie my fucking muscles back together and I can have a flat stomach? Because before, when I was younger and I was skinny, like, my body wasn't bad, you know what I mean? But I always wished I had a flat stomach since my car accident.
You're better than me because I have a whole wish list. So for me, I would definitely get Lipo 360. I would get extra right here under my arms.
Oh, well, yeah, I would get Lipo 360 a huevo.
I would get, of course, like my big back reduced.
Well, that is part of Lipo 360.
I would have, of course, a tummy tuck. I would definitely have my boobs lifted. But what I would want is like there's this thing now where they can take some of the fat that they took out in the lipo and then inject it into your boobs or reconstruct it within your boobs.
Right. But I think that would be more natural, right?
They say it's so much more expensive and so much more painful from what I've seen. Yes. And then I would see if there's a way, because I haven't looked into shit like this, but I would see if there's a way where they can just inject a little bit of fat on top of my butt, if that makes sense. Because I have a really like nice round like bottom, but it's just with age and stuff, I feel like it's fallen more. So if I could just get a little on top, con eso, like a little bit. Hips for you?
Yeah.
And then I think out of the entire wish list, the actual thing that I would actually do is going to be chin lipo.
Oh, God, yes.
Y'all, especially when I'm editing, every time I look this way, it's just like my two chins.
I'm all like this. Yeah.
I know.
Or do this.
I'm start doing I'm just going to start.
See,
if you see us like this is why.
Because, baby, I need this shit to be gone. Like...
Same. You know what I feel like for me? I feel like it's like my chin or whatever, and then it's just like a whole bunch of extra everything
I just feel like I have no chin.
Yeah, we have different problems. But I think it's beautiful. You don't need it.
No, I do. Because I help edit this go around, and I was like, well, goddamn.
I know. I feel the same way. I'm like, well, damn. At least nobody can say anything about me that I don't already know.
Right? I don't give a fuck. Like, I am who I am, and if I can enhance it a little bit, I am in the future. You know?
Yeah. No, I agree. Just whatever you do, make sure that you walk around like you own the place and you're so sure. You know, of
if I don't get all fucked off, you know, I'm gonna walk around like, I paid for this shit.
And one last thing that I kind of wanted to talk about was body shaming, because I think it kind of falls into this category and like topic of what we're talking about, because I don't know, and I hope I don't get roasted for this, but I don't know when it became a problem to discuss things like this, because you're automatically body shaming and you're automatically, you know, shaming somebody for what they, you know, choose to do. And I don't necessarily feel that that's the case.
Right.
I think body shaming is being mean on purpose, like going up to that person and saying, you're so fat, like, ew, or, you know, just being ugly about it. Or saying, like, ay, ¿con quién fuiste para no ir? Or fat shaming people. You know, one thing that I always hate, and I always try to be super nice to people, is, you know, like if you go to a buffet or you go out to a restaurant and you see a much bigger person, God, I hate, and I saw this more as a kid because we would always eat at buffets, is people making comments saying que se iba a acabar la comida. Or like, God, ya viene. And to me, and nobody in my family did it, but as a little kid, like, you're not like right there with your mom and dad, you know, like you're, especially back in those days, like andas ahí with the little maquinitas or whatever, or like when you're out there getting food. I hated it. Now, if I hear somebody doing that, oof.
Yeah. Yeah. I go
am
to the
tearing
defense,
somebody's
like,
head off because I have such a problem with that. It's bullying, essentially what it is. But also, where I was going with it is I don't know when it became body shaming to just as an observation.
Express with your opinion.
Yes. You know, like
with letting yourself go comes diabetes, comes heart disease, comes all these problems, like for what, you know? And you know, I'm being hypocritical right now because I wasn't taking care of myself, and now that I am, you know, doing the tirzepatide shots, but I also try to eat clean. I've been doing meal preps, and I drink tons of water. I drink Coke Zeros if I want a soda, but really I haven't had it. Dude, I've been buying Starbucks and I cannot finish them because no me da. I don't crave the sweet anymore. So, you know, take care of yourself, really, because there's ugly people in this world that do body shame, but us discussing it isn't to body shame anybody. It's just to bring awareness, per se, you know?
Right. Yeah. No, I think so. And I think too, like it's about having a good relationship with food too. Like, you know, I remember whenever I had my blog, and I would always talk about like the health and fitness, you know, world and things like that. There was so many people that would ask me like, well, how do I do it? Like, you just seem so motivated, and you always, you know, do post about how, you know, you're living a different lifestyle. And that's what I would always try to tell them. And I would always try to be encouraging and never shame anybody for their current choices. Right. But just to try to guide them in the right direction, because I've always just said, and I think, and I hate thinking about this, but like my mom has gotten completely overtaken by diabetes. You know exactly what that's like. So for me, it's genetic, right?
It's in our genes. So you know, you have to take care of yourself.
Right. And so for me, I always try to think about how important it is for me to take care of myself, for my kids, and, you know, for my family, because I see what my mom has had to go through, and I see how much she has struggled, and I see how hard it has been on her. I see how worn her little body is. I see how tired she is of having to deal with this shit day in and day out, like where she doesn't even want to check her blood sugar because she's like, ¿para qué? Like, siento bien, you know?
I remember my mom's fingers would always have little red puntitos from all the fucking pricking she would have to do.
Now
it's just so sad.
Now they have like that little thing where you can just like wave it. So that's not that big of a deal now. It's the toll that it takes on you. And so when I take a step back and look at, you know, my mom's biological mom had it. My mom has it. My mom's only biological sister had it. And then my husband, his biological dad has it. So in my opinion, that's a straight line to our kids.
Yeah.
So for me in my house, like I've tried to implement different things where like I always tell them, you know, like, okay, well, let's make sure to get some protein in today. I don't shame them for things like that, but I try to push them as the adult to, you know, make better choices, or like, hey, there's all these apples, like let's do that instead of chips after school, or, you know, things like that, because I understand diabetes, I understand macros, I understand sugar, I understand insulin spikes, things like that. So, you know, for me, it's about taking care of it. So again, it's about being available to help people, you know, going through something
absolutely
like that. And if you're struggling with your relationship with food, or you're struggling with learning things like that, like reach out. Like there are so many free programs, there's Facebook groups, there's all kinds of stuff that help you kind of get out of that mindset and into a better mindset, and help your relationship with yourself, and help your relationship with your food.
Yeah, like me, I started that wall Pilates on I downloaded the app. Yes, I pay like $20, but it gives you like a meal plan, which I do and don't use it because some of the stuff I don't like. Like, I don't like shrimp. I don't like seafood. I really don't like seafood.
I can live off of seafood.
No, not me. But so I try to, use chicken or ground turkey or lean meat, ground beef and stuff like that. I try to stay away from meat a lot because long ago they had told me something about me having lupus, which I have not ever had it diagnosed again or like re-diagnosed or nothing. So, but I know that red meats are like super bad for that. So I try to stay away from red meat a lot, but I do love chicken. I can't have reheated chicken, but I try to, incorporate chicken or ground turkey a lot because I don't like seafood and it sucks because it looks good.
So good.
But I try it and I just can't.
No, I could live off of oysters and shrimp and scallops and tilapia and salmon.
I can eat salmon if I cook it and tilapia if I cook it because I can make a badass what is it, pescado almohada. My kids absolutely love it, and my husband's not a big fish person. He loves shrimps and he loves shrimp and crab and all that, but fish he's not a big super fan of it. But when I make it, he's like, man, this is so good, but I have to make it myself.
No, I can eat it wherever, and the only thing for me is the smell. If it smells a little fishy, I can't.
I add a lot of cilantro to cut it out,
to take all that out.
So we hope you liked this episode and you enjoyed it just as much as we did and laughed along with us because of our babosadas and Jezebel's made up song over here.
Gonna get a record label out of this one.
Oh yeah.
She's gonna license
it's gonna be our intro song.
That's exactly what it is.
Oh, can you do a remix real quick?
No. No encore. Ya esta tengo sueño.
Just kidding, don't.
I wasn't going to. So thank you so much for joining. We appreciate it so much. And let us know in the comments what you think. If you enjoyed the episode, what your favorite part was. We really appreciate you joining us and, spending a little bit of time each week with us. So
yes. And if you have any other topics you'd like us to discuss, let us know. Let us know in the comments.
Hook it up. So, all right. We'll hope you enjoyed the episode. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.